Hello, my dear students. In this video, I'm going to go over our next assignment, which is on the Grand Budapest Hotel, which you should have watched by now. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. So let's dive in first to the prompt for it. And here is what we have. This essay analyzes the Grand Budapest Hotel by Wes Anderson to explore how settings, costumes, and dialogue work together to create a cinematic storybook. The analysis will examine how filmmakers use visual design such as color, symmetry, mise en scène, costume symbolism, and literary dialogue to create a whimsical world, demonstrating how these elements function as a language system that expresses themes about civilization, beauty, and nostalgia. So you may have noticed just how magical every frame was in this movie, every shot, and it's really showcasing the elements of film that we have been learning throughout our class. In Wes Anderson's film, The Grand Budapest Hotel, a legendary concierge named Monsieur Gustave H. presides over a glamorous European hotel between the world wars. The film feels less like watching a movie and more like stepping into a storybook. Every frame is meticulously composed with symmetrical shots, carefully chosen color palettes, and meaning through visual design such as symmetry, color saturation, mise en scène, costumes like uniforms, period details, color symbolism, and literary dialogue. Gustave's eloquent speech, for example, and the book like narration. I love the narrator. The film demonstrates how cinema can capture something magical and whimsical, a refinement and beauty that exists in stark contrast to the chaos and violence of the world around it. Gustave is a character who embodies civilization itself, refined, articulate, devoted to hospitality and beauty. The film's carefully crafted aesthetic does not just show us a pretty hotel, it makes us feel the loss of an elegant world through every formal choice that Anderson makes. So, our central task is to analyze how Wes Anderson uses settings, costumes, and dialogue to create the film's storybook quality and explore its themes about civilization, refinement, and the loss of a beautiful world. How does the film use visual design such as symmetry, color, and mise en scène to create a magical, whimsical mood? How do costumes reveal details about characters and their hierarchy? How does the dialogue, especially Gustave's poetic speech and the literary narration, create characters who feel like they've stepped out of a book? So that is our central task. We are recognizing this storybook ambiance that the film creates. And I want you to pay attention to the elements that work together to create this magical storybook ambiance. This is a very magical effect, I feel. So pay attention to these visuals, the settings and the costumes and the colors and all these things that we have learned. It's our turn to apply them. Here are some guiding questions that we have. Don't feel compelled to answer each and every one of them, but they are just designed to point you in the right direction of your analysis of how these elements work together to create this storybook type magical feel in the Grand Budapest Hotel. So these are helpful guiding questions, which we will look at as guides in our outline for this. So remember to use actual evidence from the movie, sight scenes and things that the characters say. What I personally do is I use my voice memo app on my phone, and as I'm watching the movie, I'm saying out loud into the voice memo the things that I'm noticing along the way. And then afterward, you can listen to all the things that you noticed, and those are the notes. So whether you have a notebook to write down your notes as you're watching it, or you do as I do and use voice memo and speak out loud the things that you're noticing throughout the movie, then you should have some way of documenting your notes and your thoughts in real time. So, as a hint, pay attention to the contrast between the hotel's beauty and the refinement and the chaos of the world outside. Um, so, yeah, this contrast will be helpful for the larger theme of the film about the loss of a beautiful civilized world. So here's the format requirements, and pay attention to our details there. Remember to convert, obviously, to doc.x or PDF, and obviously not have AI write your assignment, as that's automatic 0 if it's showing 90% or more. And this is how to cite the movie. This is the actual in-text citation example, and then here's the for your works cited page. So that is our prompt. I want us to take a look at our outline now. So we start with some brainstorming, of course, with things such as themes and looking at Monsieur Gustave H as a character, as he embodies a lot of the film's larger theme. And here's just some things about brainstorming and paying attention to settings and visual design and the colors and the costumes. I think this is a phenomenal example of how these elements can be showcased in a magical way, which Wes Anderson is really good at doing. So this element, this section of our outline is about the brainstorming, so getting our ideas together. And here's our central questions once again. And of course, we have our intro and our body paragraphs. These are just suggestions for topics that you may want to have in body paragraphs, though obviously, ultimately, it's up to you what you will make each body paragraph about. But this is just some suggestions which I think are helpful. So, this is our outline, and obviously, make sure that you end with the larger implication of this. What this film teaches us about beauty, civilization, refinement, and absolutely pay attention to that stark contrast that exists within the world of Monsieur Gustave H and the Grand Budapest Hotel and the chaos of the world outside. So hope you guys enjoy writing this essay and that you enjoy the movie as much as I did.